Before we dive into this insane story, quick reminder, if you enjoy creepy content, true horror stories, and stuff that makes you check your closet twice, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Also, if you have your own unsettling story, especially something weird that happened after watching a video, send it to the email in the description. You might just hear your story in the next episode. Okay, you ready for this? This isn't just another internet horror video. No cheap jump scares, no spooky music and boo moment. This is one of those stories where watching the story is part of the story. And that's what makes it so disturbing. It started innocently enough, if you can even call it that, back in late 2018, on a now-defunct fringe message board. Think, the kind of place where conspiracy meets creativity. Someone with the username Resonance0 dropped a link. No caption, no context, just the words, "Watch alone, sound on, don't pause." It was a Loris video, grainy, black and white, barely 47 seconds long. No title, no music, just vibes, creepy ones. The first few frames were just static. Then the video flickered frames of something moving through the woods, fast. The trees were too straight, too identical, like someone coded them into a dream. And then a face, but it wasn't centered. It was in the corner, barely visible. You wouldn't even notice it unless you looked twice. And when you did, it stared back. No blink, no expression, just watched. Most people thought it was an art project or a glitchy short film. But then the replies started. Within just a few hours, the original thread exploded. Users started sharing strange experiences, not about the video itself, but what happened after. One user typed, "Anyone else feel watched?" Another posted, "I watched it with headphones. Now I keep hearing faint whispers, only when I'm alone." And someone else dropped this bomb. "There was a shadow in my hallway. I thought it was my roommate, but she's out of town. I'm home alone." People who didn't even interact before were all describing the same thing. That overwhelming sensation of being observed, of something being with them, just outside their line of sight. The kind of thing that makes you turn on every light in your house, even though it's 2 a.m. And it wasn't just a handful of users. It snowballed, hundreds of replies. People from all over Canada, Philippines, UK, Indonesia, Sweden, all saying they saw or felt something after watching it. Some said their pets were acting weird, growling at walls, refusing to enter certain rooms. Others mentioned technology acting up, phones glitching, screens flickering, alarms going off randomly. But the creepiest part, they all watched different versions of the same video. Some saw more flickering lights. Others said the figure in the corner moved. One person swore that, in their version, the face whispered their name at the end, but it was always 47 seconds. Always. Black dash and dash white dot. Always posted by Resonance0. People started theorizing. Was it a cursed video? Some kind of mass hysteria? An experimental ARG? But no one had answers. And every time someone tried to re-upload the video to mainstream platforms, it got taken down instantly. No copyright claims, just removed. People kept asking, asterisk, what did we just watch? Asterisk. And that's where things really start to twist. I tracked down the original clip. Took me a while. Most links are dead, archived, or mysteriously missing. But I found it on an encrypted mirror site, buried 3 layers deep in a thread that hadn't been touched since 2020, and I'm not showing it here. Seriously, that's not clickbait, it's a safety thing. Because what I saw, let me walk you through it. It opens with harsh, grainy static. No audio at first, just that unsettling TV noise, the kind that hits your spine weird. Then comes a low hum, not music, not ambient noise, more like a resonance. Like when a speaker buzzes at the edge of a frequency you're not supposed to hear. Then flickers. Frames showing a forest, but something's off. The trees look too perfect, each one spaced the same. Their branches don't sway, they don't move at all. It's like walking through a digital render of a forest someone made in an early 2000s game engine. The camera shakes, like it's handheld, but it doesn't feel human. The way it pans, stops, turns its, like the thing holding it doesn't blink, doesn't breathe, and then it freezes. At first, you think it's a glitch, but no, the screen just stops on one frame. Dark, underexposed, hard to make out, but the longer you stare, the more you realize there's a face, not centered, not zoomed. It's way in the corner, just barely visible in the negative. Space blurred, like someone standing behind thick glass, watching. But here's the thing, and this is what got to me. It doesn't look like the face is in the video. It looks like it's behind the screen, like it's looking at you, not through the camera, through the display. And it doesn't blink, it doesn't move, it just stares. Psychologists have a name for this sensation. They call it the deep gaze illusion. It's when your brain interprets eye contact from an image even when there isn't any. Your mind fills in the blanks. It's normal. But this was different. After I watched ETS, the full 47 seconds, I started feeling weird. Not scared exactly, just tight, like pressure in my chest, like someone slowly resting a brick on my sternum. I took off my headphones, rubbed my eyes, but then I heard something, a whisper, not loud, not clear, just on the edge of sound. Like wind. If wind knew your name, it was in my right ear, just the right, and it made me turn my head without thinking, like a reflex. And guess what? Dozens of others reported the exact same experience. Seriously, go through the old archive threads, the Wayback links, Reddit reposts. Everyone who watched that version of the clip described 3 things. 1, pressure in the chest. 2, whispers in the right ear. 3, the overwhelming urge to turn around. Some even recorded themselves watching it. You see them freeze, then blink, then slowly glance over their shoulder, every single one. Like the moment you realize you're not alone. The face doesn't follow you, but the feeling does. A guy named James from Colorado watched it at night with headphones, just chilling in bed. Lights off, blanket up, typical spooky video setup. Nothing happened at first, but around 2 hours later, his doggone old golden retriever, who barely barked at anything, started growling at the corner of the bedroom. Not barking, growling, like low, guttural warning sounds. James sat up, turned on the lamp, and there was nothing there. Just his bookshelf, a pile of laundry, and the reflection of the room in the blank TV screen. But that's when he noticed it, in the reflection. Just for a second, he swore something moved. not in the room itself, but in the screen, like a shadow shifting past the lens of the television. He said it looked like someone leaning forward just outside the edge of the glass. Almost curious. He turned the TV on and off, unplugged it. Nothing helped. The screen still felt wrong, like it was remembering something. The creepiest part. The next morning, when he tried watching Netflix, the home screen glitched for a moment. A freeze frame popped up, and for half a second, there it was, that same blurred face from the original clip. Not crystal clear, more like an afterimage, but definitely there. James threw the whole TV out. Another person, Raina, from Manila, messaged me after hearing I was collecting accounts. She was in her apartment when she watched it, just scrolling late at night. It ended, and she thought it was just creepy internet stuff. But then her lights flickered. Not like a power outage, just one lamp. Like someone flipped the switch twice. Click, click. She got up to check the socket, and while she was inspecting it, her phone vibrated. It had taken 5 pictures, all on its own. She didn't have any photo apps open. The camera app was closed. No triggers, no scheduled shots, just 5 images, auto-saved to her gallery. Each one showed her living room, blurry, slightly tilted, like the phone was being held by something uncertain. 4 of them were blank, just grainy, static, and motion blur. But the 5th, when she brightened it, a shape emerged over her shoulder. In the far end of the hallway behind her, a faint outline of a head, tilted with hollow eye sockets. No features, just enough shadow to know it wasn't a trick of light. She moved out a week later, didn't even break her lease. Just packed up, left the key, and bounced. She said she didn't even want to know if it followed her, just hoped that whatever it was, it stayed behind with the apartment walls. But here's where it gets even weirder. That exact shape, the silhouette in her photo, matches what James said he saw in the TV screen. Same tilt, same lack of features, to people, to continents, one face, and neither of them ever watched that clip again. This blew up again in 2021 after a Reddit thread titled, "Has anyone watched that video?" It was posted in a lesser-known subredditor, Deep Web Goes Around Midnight. The post itself was simple, just a question. No context, no link, no username, history. But the replies, they exploded. Within 24 hours, over 2,000 users commented. Most said, "Yeah, I watched something like that years ago," or "I've been trying to forget it." But here's where it gets seriously freaky. About 400 of them random users, different countries, different time zones, all described having the same dream. The details were eerily identical. They'd wake up in a dark hallway, walls damp, ceiling too low. The air felt thick, like breathing through cotton. At the far end of the hall was someone standing, motionless, not walking, not calling out, just standing there. But when they looked closer, the figure would raise its arm and wave, only not with a hand. They said it waved with a single finger, long, unnaturally thin, and stretching slowly, like it had no bones, just growing, curling, reaching toward them. One user wrote, "The finger kept stretching until it touched my forehead. Then I woke up in tears." Another said, "It doesn't want to hurt you. It wants you to see something behind it. But I never get that far." People started piecing Together, drawings, sketches, even digital renders of the hallway. And what's wild, the dimensions matched. Same flickering overhead bulb, same warped wallpaper, same water stains. This wasn't just shared imagery. It felt embedded, like the dream had been planted. Even weirder, the entire Reddit thread disappeared 2 days later. Not just removed by mods, deleted from the server. Links went dead. Cached versions gave error 404. Users who commented said their accounts were flagged for spam. Some even got temporary bans. No moderator ever responded. No official comment. Not even a mod log. It's like it never existed. But screenshots survived. One person had saved the entire thread as a PDF the morning after it blew up. He uploaded it to a drive link, then went silent. His profile's still there, but he hasn't posted since. Last seen, the night the thread vanished. So what's causing all this? There's a theory floating around called the shadow viewer effect. It's kind of niche, but here's the gist. The human brain responds strangely to certain sound frequencies, especially binaural tones between 18 and 22 Hz. That range is low enough to be felt rather than heard. Combine that with flashing, symmetrical imagery, especially high-contrast visuals, and your brain starts filling in the blanks. Shapes become faces. Shadows seem to move. Some researchers say this combo can cause mild hallucinations or trigger latent fears, especially when you're alone, in the dark, wearing headphones. Classic horror setup, right? But even the scientists admit this doesn't explain everything, like the shared dreams, or why some people still see things weeks after watching. Take this guy, Martin, from Liverpool. He watched the video out of boredom during lockdown. Alone, headphones on, lights off. Within days, he started hearing knocking under his bed. Not random, not wind or pipes. Every single night. 3:09 a.m. Not a minute early, not a minute late. He set alarms, stayed up, tried recording it. Sometimes there'd be nothing. Other nights, the knock was loud enough to shake the nightstand. His dog refused to sleep in the room after that. One night, he finally snapped. He shouted, flipped the mattress, tore open the floorboards, found nothing. But that same night, he got a notification on his phone. Airdrop request. From a name he didn't recognize. Resonance 0. No files were sent. Just the request. Once, he said his phone froze for 30 seconds. When it rebooted, his background photo, an old family picture, was glitched. Faces blurred, eyes stretched out like vertical smears. He deleted everything, changed phones, moved cities, but in a Reddit post later, he said something that still gives me chills. It never wanted to hurt me. It just wanted me to listen. But I refused, and now I think it's watching someone else. So is it psychological? A digital virus? A cursed video? Something else? Nobody knows for sure. But the fact that multiple people, different continents, different lives, report the same noises, same times, same dreams, that's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. Here, where it gets creepier, people tried to trace where the video came from. Like, seriously, digital archivists, cyber sleuths, even people from tech forums and anonymous boards started digging. But here's the thing, it doesn't exist in normal search results. Try typing the supposed name Resonant Zero or keywords from the clip, you get nothing but vague reposts, mentions on archived threads, or broken links. No source, no creator, no metadata. To a now defunct deep web forum, accessible only through a weird invite system. Others swear it appeared as a .webm file that auto-downloaded from a now blacklisted server. A few claim it was embedded in an online escape room game that shut down mysteriously mid-2019. So naturally, theories exploded. Some believed it was part of an ARGN alternate reality game meant to simulate a haunting. Something like the Cicada 3301 puzzles, but way darker. Maybe it started as art or social commentary. But if that's true, who made it? And more importantly, why do people across countries, languages, and time zones report the exact same after effects? That's where it stops feeling like a game. One guy, a programmer from Estonia, claimed he found fragments of the original file encoded with weird data blocks, not video-related code, but lines resembling binary coordinates. When converted, it pointed to a forest in rural Poland. He booked a flight, never posted again. Another user, at BitKarma8, tried extracting audio layers using forensic sound tools. He isolated a deep tonal pattern that repeated every 11 seconds. Hidden beneath the surface hum, at extremely low frequency, was a voice, a woman's voice, speaking backwards. When reversed and cleaned up, it said, "Let them watch. They bring it closer." That's it. That's all it said. Chilling, right? Some believe this isn't just about a video, it's about transmission. That whatever this entity is, it doesn't travel through space. It travels through attention, through focus. You don't find it. You give it access. Every time you watch, read, or think about it, tour a signal booster, a kind of psychic antenna. That's the theory, anyway. And it would explain a lot why people feel watched after seeing the clip, why electrical devices glitch, why it only affects people who engage with it directly. It's not a haunted video, it's an invitation. So, is this all suggestion? A modern-day tulpa? Maybe, or maybe, something else is going on entirely. Let's break that down for a second. The tulpa theory comes from Tibetan mysticism. Basically, the idea that if enough people believe in something, focus on it, obsess over it, it becomes real, not metaphorically, like actually manifests into our reality. It starts as thought, ends in form. Some psychologists say it's a type of mass hallucination that online forums, especially creepy ones, can unintentionally create. Digital tulpas, shared stories, shared anxiety, and boom, people start experiencing the same thing, even if it's not actually there. But here's where that theory stumbles. What if people never knew the story? What if their experiences matched before the community even existed? There are reports of the same shadowy figure, the same dream hallway, the same whispering voice going back to 2007, even before the clip was first reported. Some users found offline journal entries, blog drafts, even audio notes on old phones, describing the same face. No internet connection, no exposure, but identical symptoms. So is this still suggestion? Or are we looking at a pattern that's been hiding in plain sight, just waiting for enough people to notice. Here's another theory. What if certain combinations of sound and light, just the right mix, don't just entertain or distract? What if they trigger something, not just in your brain, but beyond it? We know about subliminal messaging, binaural beats. We know certain frequencies can mess with your perception, even your emotions. There are military studies showing that low-frequency sound can induce panic, hallucinations, nausea, without you hearing a thing. So now imagine someone, not a troll, not a horror fan, but someone curious, messing with those frequencies, blending them into a cryptic video, then uploading it anonymously, accidentally tapping into something ancient, or worse, intentionally inviting it in. Because if watching that 47-second clip is enough to trigger voices, dreams, shadows, then maybe it's not about the video, maybe it's about what it opens. That brings us to the warning. Don't watch this alone. Maybe that wasn't just clickbait. Maybe it's not even a dare. Maybe it's a barrier, a protection ritual, disguised as a cautionary tagline, a rule, the kind that keeps something from latching on. Maybe being with other people, having distractions, noise, shared awareness, keeps whatever it is from fully getting through. Because when you're alone, that's when you listen harder. That's when your guard drops. That's when it notices. So, yeah, maybe the warning isn't just to scare you. Maybe it's for your protection. If you've made it this far, you're already braver than most. But I gotta ask, have you ever watched something online and then experienced something strange after? A dream, a noise, a shadow? If yes, drop your story in the comments or send it to the email in the description. We'd love to feature it in a future episode. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss more terrifying breakdowns of internet mysteries, digital hauntings, and unexplained phenomena. Until next time, maybe leave a light on.